What's up, strong people? Kalle Beck here from StartingStrongman.com. I'm sure, why did I clap? That was probably really annoying. Anyways, today we are going to talk about overhead press, my favorite. Who doesn't love pressing? And specifically, the heated debate of push jerk, push press, squat jerk, like all the different variations, strict press, push jerk, split jerk, and why you would use one or the over the other and their benefits. Obviously, with a split jerk and push jerk, you're going to be able to use the most weight possible if you are technically proficient in the movement, because you are getting a lot of power from your legs and you're dipping under it. And your legs are stronger than your arms. Well, some of you. So that's why it is great for a competition lift. The problems with the push or the split jerk is it can fail you. Where in strongman specifically, and I think there's a lot of people that listen to this channel that don't necessarily compete in strongman, and they just kind of want to lift weights and get strong. So you have to factor in these things when talking about how to choose what implements. So if you are on different implements, different surfaces, different conditions, this log is going to be different than X log. It's a lot harder to maintain the split jerk, etc. If or if you've just done a truck pull and it could. So a lot of the times the press is the first event. Sometimes it can be the fourth event, and that's going to really affect if you're then able to dial in that technique to have a efficient split jerk and keep it towards your PR, compared to it's the first event you're training that day, you're just rested, you went into the gym specifically to train that, the AC's on, it's the same log you've used for years and years and years, you're very comfortable with it. It's kind of like going to a hotel and you don't have your certain pillow and bed. It's good to sleep in a lot of different beds to get used to different things. Okay, so you have to take these factors. Those are the negatives, and it's also it takes longer to learn. But you should still, I think it's important to learn how to split jerk, etc. Especially if you're not a giant person, because you can see a lot of people have had great success with this implement, with this type of technique. What people always fail, they don't take into consideration for some reason, is that someone like Rob Kearney can also strict press a lot. So you still need to work on building up that overall body strength and static strength with movements like strict pressing, bench pressing, push pressing, etc. to have an effective split jerk. Where I feel a lot of newcomers fail, and I know I did this myself, is they never want to work on their strict press because the weight is so low compared to, they're probably not doing a ton of weight on pressing anyways, and it's a lot more demoralizing to be pressing, hard sets of like 100 pounds when you can, push jerk or whatever close to 200. And you're just like, you get that like feeling like, do I even lift? And I was the same way. I did this for a long time. I think my max overhead anyhow, some sort of modified push jerk, was like 180 to 200, and started going like the 220 range, and like strict pressing like 105 for sets was hard. So I would be like, I don't want people to know I'm only doing that amount of weight, so I'm just not going to do it. And what happened? Nothing with my press until I just started doing reps and reps and reps and lots of reps. Not because it's a great assistance exercise to build overall body power. So that's how you should use the strict press. Lots of reps, lots of sets, lots of volume to build up your muscularity in your upper body. As I've said many times, the people that look like they can press a lot of weights generally can press a lot of weight. Like, obviously I can't right now because I don't know what happened. My upper body just vanished. But when I could press a lot of weights, I feel like I looked like I could. So over time it built up to, being able to do like a 270 pound log strict overhead press, um, body weight 185 pound with a barbell strict press for almost 10 reps, over 200 for sets, which I feel is pretty good for someone my size. But this took a long time, and if I would have just kept avoiding why I strict press like I did years back, because I was so embarrassed of the lightweight, I would have never got to something that people would find impressive, whatever the fuck that means. Lesson: don't care about what anyone else thinks. You're on your own journey, and just embrace getting a little better. So to emphasize, push jerk, split jerk, you're going to be able to use the most weight. It's going to be the hardest to learn. It's going to be the least reliable when applied to strongman. And I feel like if you're just training, and it's also, if you're just training to kind of like just be kind of strong and big, it's not too important if you're not trying to compete. It also takes longer to reset in between reps if you're doing multiple reps on an implement, so it's not going to be as fast. A push press is a nice combination. It's going to allow you to put more weight overhead than a strict press, because the bottom part of the movement is generally the hardest. It's going to overload your triceps, so they're getting stronger, and upper back, everything, and you're be used to stabilizing more weight overhead than you would a strict press, so it's a great variation. Strict press is going to have the most pure raw strength, or whatever you want to call it. I generally enjoy it because I don't have to warm up my lower body as much on overhead day, and who wants to do that? I generally train for about 45 minutes at the most, because I'm just training to have fun. One of the reasons for myself why I'm sticking to a strict press right now is, as I've said in other videos, I'm kind of rebuilding how my body works after some injuries and a lot of abuse I put it through with competing over the years. So I'm just starting from the ground floor, and also with some past back injuries and stuff, it's less explosive of a movement and trying to regain some shoulder stability. So with being less explosive of a movement, like a push press or a push jerk, it's also using less weight, it's easier on my body overall. And so one thing when I wasn't really, there's a bit there where I wasn't really training for anything before I started competing, and kind of in between, and where I'm at now, where I'm just training to have fun and get kind of strong for myself, and enjoy training again. The same reason I started doing it in the first place is a good way to figure out which one you want to be the main movement. I always, if you are doing any sort of push press or split jerk, etc., I like that to be the main movement. But so like right now, if you want to cycle through what you have, like when you put in push press, like right now, I'm going to have the strict press be the main movement until I start, it's just slowly going up and up and up. Once it gets boring or I'm not making progress, I will switch to like log strict press for a while, because I'm generally better at that. So then I'll go to that, and then after a while, I might then start doing a log push press or push jerk, and having a barbell strict press as my second movement. And it keeps everything fun, because isn't this supposed to be fun? I think so. So that's just a good way to do it. Hope this helps, and most of all, just go out and put things over your head, and whatever variation you're going to pick, don't neglect the others. Even if you are a strict presser doing some, just slowly working on getting a little bit more dynamic, more leg drive, etc., is going to help you as well. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, blah, 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 blah. Comments in there for future videos. They're right down there. Go to startingstrongman.com.